Hey, CH and Emilie, our 2013 Dancing with the Rogue Valley Stars champions. Thank you for joining us. How are you guys?
Doing great.
Great.
Awesome. So, CH, so nice to see your trophy just accidentally placed within your frame, right?
Yeah, well, it lives in my office, and it's a nice reminder of the great times I had doing the show.
You know, one of my favorite photos, we put a bunch of photos up on the website, DWTRVS.com, and one of my favorites is the photo of you holding that trophy up in victory. It is like the epic victory shot. I love it.
I remember that moment because I remember Emilie and I just looking at each other, just shocked because we didn't expect that result. Yep. And so it was just being overwhelmed with emotion of like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Like, did they say, was that our names?
Yeah.
Did they say our names?
It's so interesting hearing that because that's kind of what we're hearing from a lot of our big winners of, oh my gosh, it was us. What? And there's not anybody really like that they've done their dance and then later like, yeah, we know that we've got it in the bag. It's it seems like.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's a testament to just the level of competition and the level of dance that our partners bring out of our stars. Because I can't think of one year where it's been a blowout. It's been like at the end of watching everybody. I mean, every year I'm like, my goodness, so many of them could win right now. I don't know what the judges are going to choose. So it's interesting that you guys are saying that you had no idea that you were going to win it. You know, it just speaks to the quality of competition.
Oh, I agree for sure. We had a lot of great dances our year. So you never know. And I like that. I think subsequently the folks that have come after us have even upped their game even more. And so it looks even people are really dedicated to it. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I think every year the level of competition just increases, the level of hours people put in increases. I think just the show just gets better and better and better.
You know, it's fun hearing you say that, CH, because, you know, not only have you participated in the show, but I've heard through the little grapevine that you've actually been such a huge support on the outskirts to contestants that have come after you.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard specifically from stars like Danielle Craig, Holly Roberts of, you know what, CH really said what I needed to hear to give me that extra boost, to get that confidence up on stage. And it sounds like you kind of like to, you know, still have your foot in the door.
Oh, I mean, I love it so much. If it weren't for the current conditions of the world, like, it should be dancing more, you know? And I know that Emilie has been talking to me like, oh, we should go dancing some more. I love the experience so much. I think it means so much, and getting to see other people kind of live vicariously through them and relive those moments and give them that encouragement that they need so that they can have a great experience too.
Well, you sure helped a lot of people out, so much to where I'm thinking maybe of contracting you out as our DWTRVS counselor in the future, you know, because every year, you know, when it comes down, you guys probably remember this, it comes down to the final week and nerves start to kick in. I mean, there's excitement. Oh, yeah. It's like, whew, we're going to do this thing. And a lot of people need to be talked off the ledge during that final week.
Well, listen, I could not have done it without Emilie, and Emilie is like my bar for dedicated because, as you know, she suffered injury during our rehearsal period, and she toughed it through and came through like a champ.
I think, I broke my ribs and I had to take some time off, and I think that, you know, I mean, it was really June, our choreographer, that I think was who pushed me. You know, June had this ability to be in your corner, and you always knew that what she said was true, and she pushed you, and if she told you you could do something, I felt like you could do it. And because if you tried something and she thought it was out of your realm of possibility, she would tell you that too.
Yeah.
So she would tell you, nope, we're going to take this out because you guys are not going to be able to do this. So the fact that she said, even though doctors said you should not do the show, and I'm a little bit stubborn, and I said, no, it was like 3 weeks before the show, and I said, no, I have to do this, so you're going to have to tape these ribs up and we're going to figure this out. And she was able to make some changes and change a drop, and yeah, we figured it out. And CH was amazing in sending me articles about foods that I should eat to help with inflammation. And I mean, it was a true team effort. And, but June was really at the heart of that for us, adjusting our routine. And we put in a tremendous amount of hours figuring out how to make adjustments and push through. And
yeah.
I mean, I think what you're talking about, those nerves, though, I think part of that is not knowing. We do this in isolation, right? Where we don't see what other people are doing. And so you don't have anything to compare it to. You might see little snippets of people competing or practicing, but you don't really know what other people are doing until that day. You know, you may hear a little competitive talk on social media, but you don't really know. And people really like to keep their routines secret. And so you just, you know your flaws and you know where you're struggling. And the truth is, it feels like you're really struggling up until that day. You know the areas that you're like, this is not working, this turn or this, drop or this lift we're still really struggling with this. And so, yeah, it was.
I want to add on, like, June was the sweetest and most skillful dance mama. And like, I feel so lucky we got to work with her, and you wanted to make her proud. So she was so fantastic.
I'm so glad that you guys are talking about June. We had you submit bios to put on the website, and you both mentioned June, and you said dance mama, and boy, you weren't kidding. She was the mother of dance for sure. I mean, just an icon in the dance community. And Keena and I were talking a little bit last night about how many people it takes to put on the show every year. It's not just the people up front. There's so many people behind the scenes. There's dance consultants and choreographers and stage managers and tech people and volunteers, and it is a true community effort. And June was leading the charge for all of those years. She was an essential and crucial part of this whole show from day one. And I don't think the show wouldn't have the format it has. It wouldn't be what it is today without her influence. And her legacy just is still felt so strongly in the dance community and beyond that even.
Yeah, absolutely.
So CH kind of mentioned it earlier, how you became the pro dancer, Emilie. Just in case others don't know, you started off as a star in the show and then moved to a pro later on. What is your experience with that and shifting and stepping into such a different role?
Yeah, so I came on and danced first as a star and danced the quick step, and fell in love both with the show and with ballroom dance. I had never danced and never had stepped foot in a ballroom before that, and found out that I came in fourth by a very close margin, and that was really like, also to mention that competitive piece. I was like, wait, what? And
it
also
was razor thin. Yes, razor thin margin. Yeah.
I really just fell in love with dance, like that whole world. And I discovered that I felt like I could breathe when I was dancing, and how people who are runners talk about that feeling that they get when they run. Well, I've tried running. I don't get that, but that's how I feel when I dance. And so I just fell in love with it, and all kinds of dance. Ballroom and Latin, all of it, and I just loved it. And so I just kept dancing. I took every class. I loved it, and so I just kept dancing and dancing and dancing, and for a few years, and that was my goal. I felt like the partners was way that you could give back, right? So that was, I don't want to say the unsung heroes, but those were the people that really supported the show. That was, you know, an unpaid kind of, we're going to do this and support the show and take the star and kind of raise them up and help them be the best they could be. And that was kind of a goal I had set for myself. I wonder if someday I could be good enough to be cast. And there were people that probably were more experienced and better dancers than me, but for whatever reason, they thought maybe I would be paired well with CH, and I was cast. And I was by far the least experienced dancer. But that kind of thing is what lights a fire in me. And so I spent a ton of time taking private lessons and working my tail off to make sure that I did well by him and could help him be the best he could. And so.
Yeah, I can attest, you don't tell Emilie she can't do it.
Right. Yeah. You don't ever tell me I can't do something.
Well, as you mentioned before, when June said something, it was truth. She put you guys together as partners, and as we can see from that trophy behind CH, what she was saying, she was right on.
And that is quite an accomplishment, Emilie. You're the only person in the history of the show to ever, we've had people compete twice, but you're the only person that competed as a star and then 3 years later are good enough to compete as a partner. I mean, that's quite an achievement. And it led to a win. I mean, it's pretty awesome. And you guys, talk to me a little bit about this. You guys won with like a tango, right? And I'm not going to pretend that I know a lot about dance. Okay, everything I know about dance, I've learned from my just rubbing shoulders with people in the show. Okay, so I'm no dance aficionado or anything, but I've been told that tango is one of the most difficult things, one of the most difficult dances to actually master. So how intimidating was that for you guys?
Emilie?
Yeah. Yes, it was. That is not what, because you get assigned a dance. So I can't even speak. When they said American Tango is what we're assigning you, I was like, please, why? I don't know how to dance the tango at all.
It wasn't
She's
me.
giving us a very intricate dance, and the judges are watching that footwork. It's so intricate, and it's not usually something necessarily that the crowd is like, this is so fun. I love this so much.
Yeah.
It's very, very difficult. And it's a very character piece, which I think both CH and we liked that. We both have theater backgrounds, so that we kind of got into, but yeah, you can't hide when real judges, so you guys bring in real ballroom judges, so you can't fake your way through it with dramatics. You have to really nail the steps, and that's where having June as a coach helped was tremendous for us, because she did not let us, was just do it again till my feet bled, I lost toenails. People don't know, for reals, this it's not like a pretty thing. I would soak my feet and they would bleed. But because again, I came into this not being a dancer that, some of these pro partners had been dancing their whole lives. And my body wasn't conditioned to do this, to put in the hours that maybe other people had. It was kind of thrust in. And it was one of the top experiences. That's why I keep saying to CH, when this pandemic is over, we have to get back in the ballroom. Because it's so,
Yeah. I think June knew we had enough drama to make the tango work.
Well, I saw that drama on your guys' faces. You were definitely in character. Emilie, you had your hair like on point. You guys had these, like, all the still photos that we see of you. You guys are just like, blue steel from Zoolander, you're very, very serious and mugging for the camera, and it was like you guys were in character. It was perfect. Yeah. Was it CH? Was it a difficult dance for you to learn? Were you expecting to get faster?
No, it's because there's so much balance involved, and there was the staying in sync in terms of rhythm, and then some of the dances you're doing your own thing, maybe mirroring each other. But in this case, we had to be moving as one because we were that much closer in our hold and so forth. And so, yeah, it was definitely a challenge, but one I totally loved trying and learning. So,
it's interesting. It just now occurred to me. In my mind, I'm going through the years. So you guys did it in 2013, which was our 4th year. And up until that point, a fast dance had won the competition. And so everybody was kind of programmed to think, well, fast dances are the ones that win the competitions. In fact, it didn't take very long where people that would sign on to our show, they'd be like, give me a fast dance. So because they thought those were the winning dances. And you guys broke that mold, and you guys won with the slow technical dance. And since then, we've had a few other winners that have also won with slow technical dances. So you guys were the first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember there's been at least a couple waltzes that have won too.
Yep.
Yes. Well, it's such a beautiful thing to experience when two people have worked so hard to be so in sync. I mean, there's a lot of charisma between the two of you and a lot of bonding that happens between that to get that in sync and just to show up and have these beautiful lines and such a crowd pleaser, but also, just as Emilie had mentioned, for the judges to be watching those steps and to nail it and be right on. It just attests to the hard work you guys put in.
Thank you.
And you guys are so, you're so community minded. And that's one thing that just stands out about both of you. CH, I first met you actually when you first moved to the Valley. I can't remember what year it was, but
2007.
2007. So you had an office on the other side of town from where you do now, I think. And you set up this kind of like, hey, I'm new here and come get to know me in my office. And you like reached out to me to say, hey, I want to give back. And so I want this to kind of benefit Sparrow Clubs. And that was my first interaction with you. And from the very beginning, I thought, this guy is the real deal. He loves the community. And then you did some work on a tooth of mine later, and we became better friends. And then you've just stayed connected to not only Sparrow Clubs, but to so many other causes in our community. And you're just kind of known for volunteering. And Emilie, what you do in the community through living opportunities and through all of the other ways you advocate for people and things that you volunteer for, it's just you guys are the kind of people that we desire to have in our show every year. So just thank you for all the things that you've already done and all the things you're continuing to do. It's what makes this community really strong.
Thanks.
Well, thank you too. I mean, I think it's easy to be encouraged and inspired when you're around other people that are also dedicated to serving and helping the community. And that's why I've been so much of a strong supporter for Sparrow Clubs, because especially in the current environment now, to have something that stands for empathy and understanding and supporting each other as fellow human beings in the community, that's so important. So thank you too for doing such great work.
It's an honor. Truly, it's an honor. And it's all good.
Well, should we discuss the voting?
Yeah.
Give them the option to throw in their,
plead their case for some votes. Yeah. So this year, obviously because we can't raise money for Sparrow Clubs through selling tickets and doing some of the normal things that we do, we are asking the community to cast their votes with their dollars. And so people will be able to text the word RV Stars to 41444 from their smartphones and donate any amount to Sparrow Clubs. And when they do that, they'll get to choose their favorite dance team from a list. And when they make their donation will be made on that team's behalf. And we're going to award trophies to the first, second, third place teams who have the most votes. So we're giving every team kind of a chance to say, okay, do you want to say anything to persuade or encourage people to vote for you?
Go ahead, CH. You're the star.
Moment.
Well, I tell you what, actually, I feel like, I mean, just having gotten to have the amazing experience working, as we've all talked about so far, I feel like I've won so much already. And so I'm not I'm not the best advocate for our team because I would love people to just donate to Sparrow Clubs in general. Pick whatever team that you feel best about and do it and just enjoy the show. But I'm gonna let Emilie be our cheerleader.
A little miscompetitive. No. Don't listen to what he said.
Like, what are you saying? No. Yeah.
Stop it. Cut that out. No, I mean, I agree. I think at its whole, this is about, raising money for this amazing organization. I think that what Sparrow Clubs does, having youth look outside of themselves, is really probably what a lot of adults right now could take a page from their books and do as well. But I think that people should vote for us because we had a terribly difficult dance, and I think, I don't know why they should vote for us.
I have a final word.
Okay, go for it. Yeah.
They should vote for us because Emilie is like the Olympic gymnastics athlete that still stuck the landing even though she was injured.
Oh,
good one.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
And if you watch it, okay, Matt and Kina, what night do they, I'm pointing because this is where you are on the Zoom screen. Tell me again what night, tell them again, when it's airing?
Yeah, so it airs on TV on the 14th of November. KDRV at 10 p.m. I know some people go 10 p.m. and we're like, yeah, it's a primetime spot. It's right after.
They can DVR it. They'll be fine.
Yeah. And it's right after college football coverage.
Friday night. Stay up and have,
Right.
You'll
sleep it. You can sleep in.
Yeah.
The next one. You'll be fine.
Yeah, and so it'll air the first time there, and then it will live on our website, and people will still be able to vote until that following Wednesday, which I believe is the 18th. And then
so people who don't live in the Valley can still could watch it on the website.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Fantastic. So that's great for people who live out of the area.
Yeah.
So this could be like a Where's Waldo? You can see my taped up ribs. It was taped up by the doctor. So vote for us because we won even with injury.
I can't think of a stronger case. Great job, guys. That was awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for taking the time. We really just appreciate both of you, just as people in general, but also for your support for Sparrow Clubs and for so many other things in the community. So thank you for just doing what you do and being who you are.
All right. Thank you. Dancing with the Rogue Valley Stars 2020. Let's go.
Woo-hoo! All right. We'll be in touch. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.